Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. If you've been around the decentralized network space for a minute, well, you know exactly how wild it can get. It can be an absolute roller coaster. But today, we're cutting right through all that noise to look at something built entirely differently, Cardano's 2026 blockchain architecture. So let's just jump right in, shall we?
Okay, let's dive into this. The Academic Fortress. I mean, it's a pretty imposing title, right? But honestly, in an industry that's basically defined by utter chaos and wild experimentation, Cardano has genuinely earned it. They've taken this incredibly deep, research-driven approach. It's literally built like a fortress, super methodical, heavily peer-reviewed, and designed from the ground up to actually withstand the test of time. And that brings us to a really fascinating contrast in how things are built. First to market versus right the first time. Historically, a lot of networks just sprinted. They sprinted to the finish line to grab users and liquidity as fast as humanly possible, basically figuring out the structural bugs later. Cardano? Totally different path. They focused entirely on getting that bedrock architecture right the first time, even if it meant taking way longer to ship those shiny new features. To really grasp why that methodical approach matters so much, we kind of have to look at the alternative ecosystem. Move fast and break things. Now, look, that ethos was absolutely incredible for Web 2 innovation. But when you apply it to decentralized blockchains managing billions of dollars in digital assets, well, history shows it's led to some catastrophic nine-figure hacks. We're not pointing fingers at specific networks here. It is just a well-documented fact. Moving super fast in crypto often means very, very expensive things end up breaking.
So the crucial point is, how do you stop those massive failures from happening? Well, you go completely counterculture. Measure twice, cut once. Cardano completely rejected that standard move fast and break things playbook. Instead, they embraced an unshakable foundational mindset. Before a single line of foundational code goes live, it is relentlessly scrutinized, tested, and mathematically proven to work. They're building on bedrock, not sand. But you might be wondering, what does measuring twice actually look like in the real world of computer science? It looks exactly like this. Formal verification. This is a mathematical approach to make absolutely sure smart contracts behave exactly as intended. Instead of just writing a bunch of code, throwing it out there, and crossing your fingers there isn't a bug hidden inside, it uses absolute mathematical proofs. It's actually the exact same way software is tested for aerospace engineering. For you, as someone trying to understand the value here, the main takeaway is that this intense mathematical rigor is the ultimate cure for rushed, broken tech. It just takes the guesswork completely out of the equation. Let's move on and see how this academic theory translates into actual boots-on-the-ground utility for the people using the chain, because this rigorous foundation gives us massive, tangible value from two totally different perspectives: the builders creating the apps and the holders investing in the ecosystem. Let's unpack both of these individually, because this is where the whole academic fortress concept becomes super practical. First up, the builders. Listen, if you're developing a decentralized app, you're dealing with people's livelihoods and hard-earned capital. As a builder on this chain, you aren't just typing code on a screen. You are mathematically guaranteeing your smart contracts run flawlessly. You get to use what's called high-assurance engineering. What that means for you is drastically reducing the risk of those catastrophic front-page hacks. You get ultimate peace of mind, knowing the foundation isn't going to just crumble underneath your application. Now, shifting gears to the investor side of things. For holders, all of this crazy high-assurance engineering basically translates into a sleep-well-at-night asset. By completely skipping the absolute chaos of untested networks, Cardano creates just unparalleled reliability. If you hold this asset, you don't have to wake up in a cold sweat wondering if a sudden systemic failure just wiped out the chain's liquidity, or if it went offline while you were sleeping. The academic rigor literally acts as a shield for the asset's functionality. Now, what's really interesting is when you put all these individual pieces together. You get this 2026 value blend: extreme security, community-led power, and intentional scaling. This specific combo is exactly what makes the ecosystem such a powerhouse choice for the long haul. Formal verification gives you that ironclad security. The decentralized governance structure gives the community real power. And the measure twice philosophy ensures intentional scaling. It's this highly cohesive structure designed specifically to outlast the usual crypto hype cycles. Which brings us to a highly provocative question I want to leave you with today. Is the move fast and break things era of crypto officially over? As we look ahead, it's seriously worth asking if mathematical rigor, formal verification, and intentional scaling aren't just nice-to-have academic luxuries anymore, but actually the ultimate competitive advantages for the entire future of blockchain technology. Think about that for a bit. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep questioning how things are built, and I'll catch you in the next one.